You never see it come back. You said that my mind is too fast for a ride.
This here to be the anime problem. Video design intentional so to back to let's play Island of the End. We're continuing Renee's epilogue. It's just now just the epilogue. I could just got happy after that. Don't worry, this is a short epilogue. Feel free to close the book if you don't want to have time for it though. I thought this was a visual novel, not a book. Still, if there's any curious enough to take out with me through this strange tale, I feel a responsibility to complete it. Apparently, I was found 2 days after that. I was told that I had been found lying unconscious in that small boat on the Ohio's private beach. There's nothing in the boat with me except for a broken cassette player. I'm staying at the clinic all right on our observation, but they said it was okay, so I was discharged the next day. We all I was just searching for Renee. We tried to search as well aboard the super ship. It was probably easy for us to find that on Hammond Island again, but Renee wasn't there. Was that island really Hiroshima? Uninhabited, uninhabited islands like that one are pretty common. Topography is quite complicated in this patch of ocean, which is why there's an abundance of small islands and reefs. This causes strict currents, so it's a shoes difficult to find people who stepped out to sea. Both the body ship I replayed that night over and over in my head everything that Renee had said and did. When I was born, I'll wait for you. That's what she said. She breathed the island's legend. She breathed that she was Renee, destined for reincarnation. I was destined to come for her. That's why she thought that as long as I was alive, we'd have a chance of meeting again. I'm the one who whispered of that. But do I believe in myself? Of course not. How could I believe in an old tale like that? I don't want to believe it either. My past self might have, though. I was convinced that I was alive thanks to Renee sacrificing himself, and that I had written that history once already. The only way to explain certain events. I was wrong. The answer is much simpler. I'm not Setsuna. 5 years ago, Renee and Setsuna washed up on that island. Renee came back alive once Setsuna met his death. I'm just a young guy who washed up here after being caught in a shipwreck or something. I just happened to look like him, that's all. Maybe Renee lied about my resemblance to him. Memories of him could have been warped by time as well without her realizing it. To be honest, I can't really stand either way. I wonder how many days we've been searching for Renee when it happened. It's been long. We'd have stopped counting the days at least. Every morning day I spent with her felt more distant. Sometimes I wish that the night would last forever. Every time I talked with somebody else, I felt like I was shaking the sound of her voice, so I ended up pulling contact with others as much as possible. Girls tried to force me to go outside with them, but I ended up yelling at them and chasing them away. I could tell that I was breaking down further every day. But I couldn't do anything about it. Until one day, something happened. That morning I was holed in my room again in bed with my head under the blankets. My sleep cycle had reversed completely, I was starting to get sleepy around that time. Suddenly, a girl burst into the room without knocking and said, "They found her." I immediately jumped out of bed and ran towards the harbor. People were gathered there in droves. I pushed my way through the crowd in the middle of the circle. And there she was, Renee. I could tell it was her at a single glance, and that's when I understood why she'd been able to say with so much certainty that the skeleton we found in the small island was Setsuna. It was someone you left my body heart, which is now the rival state they're in. That day I left the horror mansion. I couldn't let myself to face Cohen anymore. There's no way for me to grasp how a mother who lost her daughter feels. I didn't feel like trying either, but it wasn't hard to imagine how much she must have hated me. In the meantime, I found a very suitable place for me to stay. Right on the shore. All the books in there, I wouldn't have to be bored. In fact, living there, I realized how much I actually like books. But I couldn't bring myself to sleep on the bed. It hurt too much. I curled up into a ball on top of that bed and reminded me of that day, and the warmth of her body. So I decided to sleep on the floor instead, using pile of books as a pillow. I went on a reading spree. These I book his mind. They allowed me to feel like I had entered another world, a world different from my own. When I was reading, I could forget about the reality I lived in, but I finished all the books in the hut in no time. I was left feeling empty. There's a book about the island legends as well. It was called Urishima, Truth Behind the Legends. Content-wise, it was similar to the version I'd heard from various people on the island, though some details were different. The good name Renee was cursed by a witch. After throwing herself into the ocean because she'd fallen in love with the wrong man, she was given life again. Only for the same tragedy to repeat itself time and time again. Ironically enough, this is what happened to her. Similarly, they're still uncanny, and it makes me wonder if the legend was some sort of prophecy. Still, that's no reason to actually believe in it. But when I saw her decomposing corpse at the harbor, I understood. There's those things reincarnation. People die, they become middle of the flesh, they start rotting immediately, turn into maggot food. And bacteria starts to love maggots. People die, that's it. You can't go around writing history to prevent their deaths. Me ever again after being born? It's nothing but a fairy tale. The more books I read, the more aware I become of the story to reality. I can painfully aware of how bored reality actually is. There's nothing in this world to believe in. There's nothing wrong worth believing in. I didn't even know that back then. I knew nothing, but I kept rambling on about how I believed, how I wanted to believe, and how others should believe as well. Those words of mine are what killed her. That's why I decided to start working my hands rather than my mouth. It's nothing special, just way to kill some time. There's no reason for me to live and no reason for me to die, so killing time is all that's left for me. I'm getting bored of writing, so I figured it's probably more time for another means of doing that. Anyway, let's draw this strange tale to a close. This has been my story. The story is like I said to you. You know you're Italian, I'll do you. Put my pencil down and look up from my notebook. There's a woman standing in front of me. We've met her before. He's too pessimistic, isn't he? You're protagonist? Aren't you overdoing it? Hey, don't go read my stuff without permission. Cloud. Squall. Barch the first half. That's 3 that aren't positive or cheerful. I gave you 3. You want more? I have more. See this? Only one that's convenient for him is the positive or cheerful. It's never convenient for him, though. It's always a lie. Doesn't matter. This is a biography. There's no need for embellishment, no need for drama. I just wrote down the facts, that's all. I know that I don't have any time for this. I was just trying to imitate someone else. Someone else admired. And then anyway, I just finished it. I signed the notebook shut. A single word written on the cover watches catches my eye. Island. I even gave it a title. What the hell am I trying to do? Do you do that for a moment? Takes a notebook and pencil from me and adds something to the last page. When you had the back, I take a look. This has been my story. The story's next to the end. Like stuff. What did you do to my story? She would change the title to Never Island. Just reading it. This guy talks as if he knows everything about the ups and downs of life. So what do you know about life? She doesn't look that much older than me. She got to do a lot, you know. Let's see what for example is my favorite person in the whole world that I don't see. Huh? You're Sister's son, aren't you? How do you know my name? It was the snobby guy with the stubby chin who's always hanging on the harbor. From who? No, it doesn't matter. But I said the wrong guy. I'm just some nameless bum. I'm not that son, huh? Everything's sort of going on because I wanted a name. She didn't know, but it says Setsuna. Huh? Autobiography, isn't it? Ah, that's right, it's my story. It deals with everything I've experienced on this island. Yeah, I'm Setsuna. It's the name she gave me. It's one thing I can't throw away, no matter how hard I try to deny it. I'm sorry if I use myself. My name's Yabuki Momoka. And the wind is blowing in from the ocean. If I use Setsuna-san, the wind rifles the page of my notebook. I tell you the secret of this world. There are still some blank pages left on the back. Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? Really?